Hi guys, and welcome back to another exciting video. In today's video, we'll be combining two of my favorite things: create this book and diamond painting. This is my create this book. I decorated it a few years ago, and it looks like I was subconsciously trying to diamond paint it. In today's video, I'll actually be painting on one, but I'm gonna need a bigger book. It took me a really long time to figure out what type of book I wanted. Originally, I went with a 10 by 10 because I like the look of square diamond paintings, and they're smaller, so I should be able to get a lot more done. However, almost nothing comes in a solid 10 by 10. So I changed my mind the day I decided to do this project. So the cover is still gonna have to be this size, but that's okay. I think we can still make it work. I found these diamond painting blanks on Amazon. I thought they'd be perfect to decorate the cover and also do custom diamond paintings inside. The canvas is still wide enough to cover the book, so I'll worry about the rest later. To decorate the cover of my new Create This book, we're gonna use these ABs. These are a special set of diamonds. They are extra sparkly and they're my favorite type of drill. So you already know I'm gonna have to do this entire cover in ABs. But first, let's get into the design. I made this on the app called Raw Pixel. I wanted to try a simpler design because this is my first time doing this, and I have a tendency to overcomplicate things. So I decided to keep it simple. I'm really not even sure if this is how you use diamond painting blanks, so I was really excited to see the design actually show up underneath the canvas. Before I start, I need to tape down the design to the back of the canvas to make sure it doesn't move at all. I really need the placement to be as accurate as possible. And now we can finally get started placing drills. It was here that I realized this was going to be a lot harder than I thought. It completely slipped my mind how much more difficult ABs are than regular drills. If you don't know, the coating on ABs that make them so shiny also pull the wax right out of the pen. But a few weeks ago, I picked up this specialty pen and it helps a lot. So I should probably explain what I'm planning to do with this book. Let's start from the beginning. If you don't know what Create This book is, it's a prompt book. So each page is filled with different prompts in the hopes to inspire you to make something different and new. It was created by Moriah Elizabeth, and it's so popular that now there are 3 books. This was my first ever prompt book, and I fell in love. The only thing is, I'm not the biggest fan of drawing. Well, I should say, I really have to be in the mood to draw, and most of the time, that is not the case. But I've been looking for a reason to use my Create This book more. So I've decided to challenge myself. I want to fill this entire book with diamond paintings, using the prompts from Moriah Elizabeth's Create This book. Kinda like a prompt book for diamond paintings. So if the prompt says create clouds, I'll find a diamond painting that has clouds in it. Or if it says create a duo, I'll find a diamond painting that has 2 people in it. Or maybe I'll make one from scratch. Either way, I think that this could be a ton of fun. So let me know what you think down below. Is this something that you're interested in seeing? I have recently been wanting to get back into my Create This book series because I really want to practice my drawing. I feel like Create This book is great for practicing because it feels like there's no pressure. So I'm really excited to get back into that. So I was really nervous about trying a diamond painting blank for the first time. I truly had no clue they existed until someone in a Facebook group I'm in posted a picture and was asking what was it. All the comments said that they were blanks and they could be used to make custom diamond paintings. but no further explanation. That was about 2 months ago, and I've been planning and plotting ever since. I tried looking up what was a diamond painting blank, but didn't get the exact answer I was looking for. After about a week of pure confusion, I decided to just order some and see if I could figure it out from there. This book had a lot of moving pieces to it, and I wasn't really sure how this was gonna go. But I really love this idea, so I had to give it a shot. I decided to keep this design as simple as possible. I still wanted it to look like Create This Book, but I wanted it to be clear that this book was for diamond painting. I knew that I really wanted it to be colorful and stand out, and also still keep the same logo. However, the line work is really detailed and small, so I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. And I don't think the lettering will translate as well in diamonds, so I'm going to leave that section empty for now. This diamond painting actually took me 2 days to complete, which is really surprising because this is one of the smaller diamond paintings I've done. When I first sat down to place the drills, I was so excited. I've had this idea on my mind for 2 months, and then I realized how difficult ABs were and how long they take. I completely forgot, but I have absolutely no regrets. While doing this, I also decided to not fill in the stars as well. I was afraid they would lose their shape and not look like stars at all. In hindsight, I really wish I would have filled them in just to see what they look like. This has been absolutely grueling using only ABs, but we are on the final section and I love how it's coming out. I will say though, at this point, I'm definitely getting pretty nervous because the rest of this is uncharted territory and I have no clue what I'll be doing or if this will even work. I did want to test it really quick to see how it's looking without the light, and I think it looks pretty good. I was really tempted to fill the rest of the logo in, but I just don't think it will look right. So I'm just gonna keep going and figure the rest out later. Despite me getting the wrong size, I actually really like these diamond painting canvases. They feel like poured glue, and the canvas even has little specks of glitter all through it. In hindsight, I wish I would have gotten a bigger size. I even thought about putting 2 together, but like I said, I'm really trying not to overcomplicate things. The first time I tried to make this, I put it in a diamond painting website creator, and I was so confused. My printer printed out 8 like huge corners of this same image. I didn't understand what was happening, and that's when I decided to just buy these diamond painting canvases in the hopes that they would work. This whole thing has been a journey, but the cover is almost done. After 2 days, this is what we have. I think it's beautiful. I love all the pastel colors. Now let's see if we can make the rest of this work. While I was at Hobby Lobby, I picked up some sparkly paper because, you know, in case of an emergency, and I think I can find a way to use it for this book. I need to fill in those blank spaces on the canvas, and I'm really hoping this will work. I found some sparkle images online, threw them in my Cricut, and crossed my fingers that they wouldn't be too big. They're a good size, but it didn't cut all the way through. So I turned the pressure up and tried again. I I think that's better. The edges on a couple of these came out a little bit frayed because the details are so tiny and the paper is so thick, but wow, it's so pretty. Even the part I don't need looks good. So I decided to do the same thing for the logo. And now it's time to cut out the diamond painting. This was a lot harder than I thought because the canvas was so sticky. I was really hoping to get a cleaner edge, but I don't think it'll be too noticeable. This, for some reason, is one of my favorite things to do to my diamond paintings. I love rolling all the drills down. It always makes them look so much better afterwards, and also obviously prevents them from falling off. So far, I'm locking all the pieces individually. Now let's see when we put them together if they look any good. I made the image in my Cricut a little bit too big, so the logo doesn't exactly line up with the diamond painting, but that's okay, I'll worry about that later. I need to fill this empty space. I thought about filling in the rest of that area with more diamonds, and then I remembered how long that would take, so I decided to use this paper instead. I only had a few colors left, and I still have to have a full background for this book. I've only got a few colors left, and I thought this baby blue would be a pretty contrast. So I cut out just enough space to fill in the lettering. After reshaping it a few times, I finally got a good size. I liked it, but something fell off. Since this is the third book in the series, I felt like that should stand out more. So I decided to change the color to green. Now that I have a placement that I like, I can start gluing these things down. So far, so good. Now let's do the rest. I think this looks really nice, and now all we have left to do is add the stars and glue everything together. I'm a little bit torn about the stars. I think they actually might have been a tiny bit too big. I still like them a lot, but if I would have gone any smaller, it would have been really hard for the Cricut to cut that out. But I do still really like how everything turned out. And now we can glue it all together. I'm gonna use this pale pink as my background. I thought about painting it or even spray painting it, but I'm not gonna lie, I did want the entire book to be filled with sparkles, so I went with this paper instead. Again, trying not to overcomplicate this. But I cut that to size and glued that to the front of the book. After that, I eyeballed my little square of diamond painting and slapped that on the front. And this is officially the start of my Create This Book diamond painting edition. But before I go, I can't leave the back blank. I never had any intentions of diamond painting on the back of this book for obvious reasons, but surprise, surprise, I had more sparkly paper on deck and I used that to cover the back. When I was done with that, I filled in the rest of the empty spaces on the front cover and we are done. I really liked how this turned out. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a like down below. If you want to see more from this series, let me know down below in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, here's another one I know you'll enjoy as well.